I'm Julia. I don't know where you see me on your screen, but I'm Julia, work at the Macedon Public Library in Macedon, New York. And on Tuesdays, we've been doing Readers Theater. We are on our second play. We are doing Much Ado About Nothing. Perhaps you saw our first part of it from last week. It's on YouTube, as this will be probably where you're watching it. And we're going to start with Act 2, Scene 2. And the synopsis is, Don John and his henchman Baraccio agree on a plan to disrupt the coming marriage. Baraccio will convince Claudio that Hero is unfaithful by staging a meeting with Margaret, Hero's waiting gentlewoman. Margaret will be dressed in Hero's clothes, and Claudio will think that Baraccio is Hero's lover. Scene 2, another room in Leonato's house. Enter Don John and Baraccio. Hit it.
I'm looking for Scene 2. One moment, please.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I thought that we were on Act 2, Scene 1. Apologies.
Oh. The Wonders.
This is the scene at Leonato's house?
Yes.
Okay. And this is not the one that starts was, oh, sorry.
All right. You're stepping in last minute, and this is great. So this is, so it starts with Don John speaking. It is so. If you can find it.
Got it, okay. It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me, briefly, how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how I am much in favor of Margaret, the gentle waiting woman, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that, to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you do so mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
And what proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal both to the prince and Claudio as, in a love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Claudio, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can, I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the work this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shake.
I will presently go learn the day of their marriage.
And they leave. Beginning of scene 3. I get the synopsis. other website. So Act 2, Scene 3, synopsis. Leonardo, Claudio, and Don Pedro stage a conversation for Benedict to overhear. They talk about Beatrice's desperate love for Benedict, about their fears that her suffering will destroy her, and about how Benedict would mock Beatrice if he knew of her love. Benedict decides that he must love Beatrice in return.
Boy,
Signor?
Oh, good.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
in my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
I am already here, my lord.
I know that, but I would have thee hence and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool, when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him, but the drum and the fife, and now had he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier, and now he is turned orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it, till he have made an oyster of me. He shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll have none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of whatever it please God. Ha, the prince and Monsignor love, I will hide me in the arbor.
And he withdraws. Enter Don Pedro, Leonardo, and Claudio, followed by Balthazar and musicians.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord, how still the evening is, as hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See you where Benedict has hid himself.
Oh, very well, my lord. The music ended. We'll fit the kid fox with a pennyworth.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good, my lord. Tax not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
It is the witness still of excellency to put a strange face on his own perfection. I pray thee, sing, and let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will sing, since many a wooer doth commence his suit to her he thinks not worthy, yet he woos, yet will he swear he loves.
Nay, pray thee, come, or if thou wilt hold longer arguments, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes, there's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
Why, these are very crotchets that he speaks. Note notes, forsooth, and nothing.
Now, divine air, now, in his soul ravished, is it not strange that sheep's guts should hail souls out of men's bodies? Well, a horn for my money, as when all's done.
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men would say first ever, one foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe bonny, 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 converting all your songs at will into hey, nonny, nonny. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumps so dull and heavy. What the fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was levy, then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your songs of woe into hey, nonny,
By my troth, a good song.
nonny. And an ill singer, my lord.
No, no, faith. Thou sing'st well enough for a shift.
And he had been a dog that should have howled thus, they would have hanged him. And I pray God his bad voice bode no mischief. I had as lief have heard the night raven come what plague could have come after it.
Yea, marry, dost thou hear, Balthazar? I pray thee, get us some excellent music for tomorrow night. We would have it at the lady hero's bedchamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell.
Exit Balthazar and the musicians.
Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedick?
Oh, aye. Talk on, and the fowl sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But the most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedick, whom she hath in all outward behaviors seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit. There was never counterfeit of passion so came near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, the fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How? How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this is a gull, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide himself in such reverence.
He hath taken the infection. Hold up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedick?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So your daughter says, shall I, says she, that have so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now when she is beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times at night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now you talk a sheet of paper. I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
Oh, when she had read it and was reading it over, she found Benedick and Beatrice between the sheet.
That.
Oh, she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he writ to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
And down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, give me patience.
She doth indeed. My daughter says so. And the ecstasy hath so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeard that she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should. It were an alms to hang him. She's an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything but in loving Benedict.
Oh, my lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body, we have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath borne the victory. I am sorry for her, and I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have daffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it, and hear what he shall say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not. And she will die ere she make her love known. And she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you all know, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
He hath indeed a good outward happiness.
For God, and in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I
And I take him to be that.
Sorry.
As Hector, I assure you. And in the managing of quarrels, you may say he is wise. For either he avoids them with great discretion, or undertakes them with the most Christian-like fear.
If he do fear God, he must necessarily keep peace. If he break the peace, he ought to enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling.
And so will he do, for the man doth fear God, howsoever it seems not in him by some large jests he will make. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go see Benedict and tell him of her love?
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be set the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. The sport will be when they hold one in opinion of another's dotage, and no such matter. That's the scene that I would see, which will be merely a dumb show. Let us send her to call him into dinner.
Exit Don Pedro, Claudio, and Leonardo.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have her full bent. Love me, why, it must be requited. I hear now I am censored. They say I will bear myself proudly, if I perceive the love come of her. They say, too, that she would rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair, 'tis a truth. I can bear them witness, and virtuous, 'tis so. I cannot reprove it, and wise, but for the loving me, by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly. For I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth, and that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No, the world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I would live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Enter Beatrice.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you to come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message?
Yea, just so much pleasure as you may take upon a knife's point, and choke a dog withal. You have no stomach, senor? Very well.
Exit.
Ha! Against my will I am sent to bid you come to dinner. There is a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much to say. Any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a Jew. I will go get her picture.
And he exits. Yeah. Very good. Okay, so we're getting ready for Act 3 now. Let me go back to my synopsis. Whoa, went too far. Act 3, Scene 1. Beatrice is lured into overhearing a staged conversation between Hero and Ursula, a waiting gentlewoman, who talk about Benedict's desperate love for Beatrice and about Beatrice's arrogance. Beatrice decides that she must return Benedict's love.
Did we decide, is someone else playing Ursula, or is that still me?
I think it can be you. Is that all right? And will you also play? Can you play Hero?
Yes. So I was up for Hero and Margaret. Is that still the case?
Oh.
I was doing Margaret, but...
Oh, okay. Take Margaret.
And...
All right. So beginning of Act 3, Scene 1 in Leonardo's garden. Enter Hero, Margaret, and Ursula.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlour. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice, proposing with the Prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her, I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower, where honeysuckles, ripened by the sun, forbid the sun to enter, like favourites, made proud by princes that advance their pride against that power that bred it. There will she hide her, to listen to our purpose. This is thy office. Bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I will make her come, I warrant you, presently.
She exits.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever did man permit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this manner is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay.
Enter Beatrice from behind.
Now, begin. For look, where Beatrice like a lapwing runs, close by the ground to hear our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine coverture. Fear you not my part in the dialogue.
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it.
They advance to the bower.
No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince, and my betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Oh, why did you do so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as any ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she'll make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man. How wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured. But she would spell him backward. If fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If black, why, nature drawing of an antique made a foul blot. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate very vilely cut. If speaking, why, a vein blown with all the winds. If silent, why, a block moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives it to truth and virtue, that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No. Rather, I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy. Always accepted, my dear Claudio.
I pray you will not be angry with me, madam, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedick, for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor, goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day. Tomorrow. Come, go in, I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limbed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
Exit hero and Ursula.
What? Fire is in mine ears. Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. I will willward gripe thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind up our loves in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
And she exits. Right. On to scene 2. Act 3, scene 2. Benedict, how are we doing on time? We still okay?
We're at 5:08.
We good? Okay. Benedict appears with his beard shaved off and showing other signs of having fallen in love. When he exits with Leonardo, Don John tells Don Pedro and Claudio that Hero is unfaithful and that he will show them a man entering her chamber window that very night, the night before the wedding. So, a room in Leonardo's house. Enter Don Pedro, Claudio, Benedict, and Leonardo.
I do but stay until your marriage be consummate, and then go I towards Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil in the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat and forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedict for his company. For from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman dare not shoot at him. He hath a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper. For what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Oh, hang him, truant! There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
You must first hang it and draw it afterwards.
What? Sigh for the toothache?
Where is but a humor or a worm?
Well, everyone can master a grief, but he that has it.
Yet say I, he is in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy that hath to strange disguises, as to be a Dutchman today, a Frenchman tomorrow, or in the shape of two countries at once, as a German from the waist downward all slops, and a Spaniard from the hip upward no doublet. Unless he have a fancy to this foolery, as it appeareth he hath. He is no fool for fancy, as you would have it appear he is.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. Brushes his hat of mornings. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheek hath already stuffed tennis balls.
Indeed, he looks younger than he did by the loss of a beard.
Nay, he rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
There's as much as to say the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Yea, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him.
Nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now crept into a lute string, and new governed by stops.
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude, conclude, he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too, I warrant. One that knows him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards.
Yet this is no charm for the toothache. Old senior, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
And exit Benedict and Leonardo.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet. Enter Don John. Will you do Don John again? Okay.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good e'en, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private.
If it please you. Yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think that I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me, by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hope to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent, and labor ill bestowed.
Why, what's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has been too long talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit it to her. Were not till further warrant, go but with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight, why I should not marry her tomorrow, in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no farther till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly, but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting.
O plague right well prevented. So will you say when you have seen the sequel.
They exit. Okay, we'll begin scene 3. Oh, we don't have our parts for this
Nope.
yet. Do we?
No.
Dogberry, Burgess, the first watch, second watch, Baraccio. We have Conrad. Oh, Baraccio. We have a Baraccio.
Mm-hmm.
We have Baraccio and Conrad, that's myself and Todd, but we need Dogberry and Vergis.
I'll be one.
Which would you like to be?
Oh, I like them both. I'll be Dogberry.
Okay. Would you like to be Burgess?
I can do that.
Okay.
Whichever. Okay.
And then Bridget, you and I can be watch. You can be first and I'll be second?
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, so synopsis. Sorry. That night, Messina's master constable, Dogberry, and his assistant, Vergis, set the night watch, telling the watchman to pay particular attention to any activity around Leonato's house. Baraccio enters, telling his companion Conrad about the charade that made Claudio and Don Pedro think that Hero I just allowed him to enter her chamber. Horatio and Conrad are arrested by the watch. Scene 3, a street. Enter Dogberry and Burgess with the watch.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or else it were a pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Hugh Oatcake, sir, or George Seacole, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favor, sir, why, give God thanks and make no boast of it. And for your reading and writing, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of this watch. Therefore, bear you the lanthorn. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrom men. You are told to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if it will not stand?
Why then, take no note of him, but let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God that you are rid of a knave.
You will not stand when he is bidden. He is none of the prince's subjects.
True. And they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the street. Shh, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why then, let them alone till they are sober. If they make you not then the better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may. But I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceful way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
You have always been called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
If the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why then, depart in peace, and let the child wake her with crying. For the ewe that will not hear her lamb when it bays will never answer a calf when he bleats.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of the charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, byre lady, I think I cannot.
5 shillings to 1 on it. With any man that knows the statutes, he may stay him. Marry, not without the prince be willing, for, indeed, the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offence to stay a man against his will.
Byre lady, I think it will be so.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any manner of weight chances, call up me. keep your fellows' counsels and your own, and good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One word more, honest neighbors, I pray you. Watch about Signor Leonato's door. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Exit Dodberry and Burgess. Enter Baraccio and Conrad.
What, Conrad?
What?
Turn on.
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say.
Here, man, I am at thy elbow.
Ass, and my elbow itched. I thought there would be a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. And now, forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close then, and under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore know that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich, for when rich villains have need of poor ones will make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowest the fashion of a doublet, or a hat, or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Tush! I may as well say the fool's the fool, but seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know that deformed has been a vile thief this 7 year, goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Lay down. We're all done.
Didst thou hear somebody?
No, 'twas the vane on the house.
Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is? How giddily he turns about all the hot bloods between 14 and 35, sometime fashioning them like Pharaoh's soldier in the Ricci painting, sometime like God Bel's priests in the old church window, sometime like the shaven Hercules in the smirched worm-eaten tapestry, where his codpiece seems as massy as his club.
All this I see, and I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted out of thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so neither. But no, I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince Claudio and my master planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths which first possessed them, partly by the dark night which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy which did confirm any slander that Don John had made, away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her, and as he was appointed, next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw or night, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you, in the prince's name, stand!
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
and one deformed is one of them. I know him, wears a lock.
Masters! Masters!
You'll be made bring deformed forth, I warrant you.
Masters!
Never speak. We charge you, let us obey you to go with us.
We are like to prove a goodly commodity being taken up of these men's bills.
Commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
And they leave. So we are at 5:30. So I think this is probably a good place to stop.
Sounds good.
So I will end the recording. I will say thank you very much
Okay.
for everyone who joined us. And come back next week and we'll keep going. Thanks. Bye.